Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are joining us from. We're certainly looking forward to share our business venture with GotBackup, and all of you that are looking at this for the first time. If you happen to like this presentation, hit the like button, and that tells the algorithm to share this information to more people, and we certainly would appreciate that. Feel free to comment your feedback, your comments, anything as you feel prompted to share as Tammy and I are sharing this wonderful opportunity. So let me go ahead and share our screen. Just let me get rid of this one and bring this one up. There we go. And so, Tammy, let's briefly invite folks to get a better understanding. How do we get introduced to God Backup?
Well, first of all, I just want to say happy Friday to everybody. And yeah, this opportunity has been such a blessing for the last 2.5 years. We learned about it through the owner of the Got Backup project, who owns the parent company is called Global Virtual Opportunities. And Joel Terry, the owner, Chris and I have been friends with him for so many years, a couple decades or so. And we watch him grow his business on the online world. And Chris and I have always built our businesses through the network marketing channel, but really flying, meeting people, being in front of large groups, training. And that's how we've always built our business. And when he contacted us to tell us about this Got Backup project, we were blown away, because we were already talking about, tapping into something that's digital, that's the future. And you're going to get a chance to get a piece of that today.
Yes, absolutely. I just want to welcome here MC from Texas. Great to see you here. And we have here Dad Freedom Hustle. Great to see you here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Friday. Filera from Belgium. Great to see you. Welcome. And we have let's see here from Bangladesh. Bakshir, great to see here. Welcome, welcome. So, folks, the reason why Tammy and I chose to partner with Joel, we got backup. It's because digital services is the way of the future. It's where people are kind of driven towards, and this is very, very exciting, folks. And throughout this presentation, we'll share with you all the points and the reasoning behind all of it. But there's another reason, as we've built friendship from all over the world with friends in all different continents around the planet. And we know that the economy is often based to the US dollar, and the US dollar just skyrocketed to a point where a lot of countries have been handicapped by the economy growth. And we saw, okay, well, you know what? People need to make money. People need opportunities. And to start with $1,000 opportunity, people are kind of turned off by that. So we kind of saw a venture here that is really nickel and dime to get started. But the income possibilities are absolutely massive. I'll give you an example, since we're in the cloud storage. Dropbox, folks, is a company that has over 700 million users. And let's say 25 to 30% of these people are paying customers. Do you understand the revenue this generates? This is what we're talking about. And we got backup. This is one of the, in fact, the only network marketing, we call it MLM here, whatever you want to call it, the home-based business that will actually pay you for telling others. So we don't compete with a lot of different companies out there. We created a new division. This is what I'm excited about. And on that note, why are you here? See, it's time to turn your dreams into reality. And often, Tammy and I, we use our example where we used to be employees or have our own businesses. Tammy had her own businesses. I was an employee of the Canadian government, working as a software engineer. Then I went private with a company. And long story short, we were always limited by the income that we're offered, right? And you understand that having a job it's the approximation what's abbreviation of just over broke. That's what job stands for. And as a matter of fact, what happens when you earn from the environment of a job, we understand that we make just enough to pay our mortgage, to pay our taxes, to pay our, a little bit of fun, and then start accumulating debts to your credit cards, because we understand that when you start having families, things break, things happen, and then we spend more than we can afford. This is the world that we were in. And then we transition into the network marketing arena. I would say in my case, it was about close to 30 now, 20, 29, 30 years ago. And it's crazy how things have changed. Today, we have a property waterfront property in Toronto, Canada. Beautiful, beautiful condo. Which is, again, I'm just sharing what, if I'm sharing this, is not to brag, but to impress upon you that this industry is real. These are property worth over $2 million. And now we are here, we're going to Florida for 5 months. How can we afford going to Florida for 5 months? Because we have an online business. And that's another property there, about 1 million in the Daytona Beach area. So why am I sharing this with you? It's because we've turned our dreams into reality, because we deserve it and you deserve it. So living your life in your own term, we understand that sometimes may not be easy with the traditional way of earning an income. And this is the reason why we are part of GotBackup. Back to you, Tammy.
Yeah, and one thing that Chris and I are very focused on is creating a legacy, so that our kids don't have to go through all the challenges and struggles that we went through. And so that's really what our whole plan was through the whole process. Yes, we want to live a great lifestyle, but we're also creating a legacy for our family moving forward. And I'm sure that you would love to do the same for your family. And it's all about finding something that can put you into profit, so you can take your profits and, well, you could spend it if you want, but you can take your profits and do investments where you're going to have some passive income or own land or properties, something that you can leave for generations to come.
It's exactly what Tammy and I are doing. Renee, all the surplus of money we earn, we don't turn around and blow it in vacations, which we can certainly do also. But what we've been doing is we've been putting this into passive income through dividend stocks that gives you a salary every single week or every single month, right? So we don't have to depend on a business or a venture to be able to maintain our lifestyle when the world changes. You understand? So this is what this kind of venture can offer you here, folks. See, the company began in 1997 in Gatineau, Quebec, in Gatineau. And they moved into Texas, I would say about 27 years ago, because they reached a limit that the people that were trying to access the services that GotBackup, or I should say GVO, which is the parent company at the time GotBackup did not exist. That's years ago, we're talking 27 years ago, we're complaining because we couldn't have access to it. And that's because they needed a bigger infrastructure. These are the cables on the ground, the fiber optic, to be able to support the bandwidth. Think about you driving in your city and having roads back and forth. And eventually there's so many people living in your city. And that when it comes to peak hours, you're bumper to bumper for hours because you can't move because too many people are trying to move at the same time. That's what happened on the internet. So he went into Texas in a 10,000 square feet data center where companies like Google, Adobe, Microsoft, and many, many others are there. Toyota are there to be able to support the traffic that their customers requires to be able to get information. So let's hear from Joel what's going on the back end. Let's check this out together.
Hey guys, welcome to the corporate office of GotBackup. Now everybody wants to know, are we super secure? And how do we offer such an amazing service at such a low price? So this is in our tech room. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take you on a tour of our server room to show you just how secure it is, and we welcome you into the family. So let's go over to the server room. So the first thing I wanna explain to you guys is that we're fully PCI compliant. For physical PCI compliance, what does that mean? It means we're allowed to physically store credit cards in our data center because we're uber secure. So we've passed all the tests for that, and we're legally allowed to store credit cards and your storage. So one of the first requirements for PCI compliance is you have to have 2 coded doors before you get into your server room. We also, as a company, like to have fun, so we call it Area 51. So anyway, I'm gonna code this door with my back here so you guys can't see what the code is. Come in this way. This is a simple inventory room, guys. We build servers here and so forth. And then our second coded door is over here, okay? And so we have a coded door here as well to get into the server room. So here we are in the server room, guys. This is where all the magic happens. So a couple of things people ask. Joel, how secure is my data, and could you ever lose our data? So as an example, let's come here. It's impossible to lose your data, and here's why. If you look at this storage array, and we have hundreds of storage arrays in here. There's 14 hard drives across this storage array. 4 of these hard drives could fail, which statistically never happens, but let's say it did. 4 of these hard drives need to fail before we start to lose some data. But guess what? We're not going to lose any data because this is striped to here. This whole rack of hard drives here is copied here. Just the same here. All these hard drives here are copied here. So there's not a single point of failure relative to your data. There's also no single point of failure in the server room. As an example, there's A power and B power. Every server is plugged into A power. Every server is plugged into B power. Also, relative to cooling of this room, if you come over here, you'll see we have 1, 2, 3, 4 air conditioners in this server room. So the air is never going to be a problem. The other thing as well is we're very, very efficient. If you look up at the ceiling, let's come back over here, you'll see vents up there, and the cold air is strategically placed in front of the servers here, so it sucks in all the cold air, and it goes over into the hot aisle behind this wall here. So very, very efficient server room as well. And finally, if God forbid there was ever a fire in this room, we have here what's called a fire suppression system. What this system does, it's just a bunch of electronics behind here, but we can open it up, okay, is if God forbid there was a fire, and in 25 years there's never been a fire, but it will snuff out all the oxygen in this room. If there's no oxygen, then the fire goes out, right? So we don't use water to destroy the equipment. So that's the basics of the server room. Super, super secure and super redundant relative to your data. So the other aspect to security is we use the exact same security as Amazon, as Google, as all the big players, Microsoft. It's patented security, it's military grade, 256-bit encryption security. So your stuff is very secure.
So again, there's more to that segment here, folks. But for the sake of the time, we want to get right into the presentation. We want to give you a representation of what's going on the back end. There's so much more to it, and it's very exciting, folks. The future is so bright. And one of the things that's very important is to keep in mind the trends. What are the trends today? What is going on? What's going to happen tomorrow? And what's going to be here still and for decades to come? So that's what we want to talk to you about, so you kind of have a better direction as to where you want to invest your resources and your time, considering the income that you want to make as you move into maturity. Back to you, Tammy.
Yeah, so the trend number one is the data storage industry is absolutely booming, and everybody's got devices. We're living in a paperless world, and it just makes sense to position yourself while this trend is on a real high right now. And yeah, so we're going to share more about it with you.
Absolutely. And look at these percentage in global mobile traffic. This is what I'm talking about, the bandwidth. People are online searching and utilizing their devices, especially because today's social media, I mean, this is the way of the future right now. If you want to be in business, you really do want to have access to some kind of a social media account, or maybe even multiple accounts, to let people know you exist. And what happens is from 2010 to 2026, as we're going into this era, went from 6% to 64%. Folks, I'm telling you, we're just touring with this. This is going to be quite significant. In fact, I believe that's going to be the norm, where we'll be 100% very, very soon. Now, here's another point that's very important, considering that we want to do business with a cloud storage service. This is cloud storage market worldwide from 2022 to 2030. So you're looking from 2022, $90 billion in revenue. In 2030, folks, $500 billion in revenue. And I think that's conservative, because everything is going digital because of AI. I mean, have you used ChatGPT? And just basically, whenever you want to post something, we know that often we may have some grammar issues. Or how many of you on a daily basis, you fix my syntax, fix my syntax, fix my syntax? Folks, it's crazy what's going on with the cloud storage. It is so valuable. This is what we're talking about here. And one of the main reasons is our cell phone addictions.
Yeah, well, we say cell phone addictions. At the end of the day, we can do anything with a cell phone. You could be in business with just a cell phone. You're not attached to be in an office. You could be anywhere. I know when Chris and I are in Florida enjoying our time there, often we just wake up in the morning, we'll grab, we'll do our gym thing, and we'll grab a bite to eat, and we'll hop over on the beach, and we'll do a little bit of work. We'll sit in a restaurant on the waterfront, and we can work. It doesn't matter where we are. And that's exactly what people are looking for today. They're looking for freedom and knowing you can do anything on your devices to build a business, to use it for, you're seeing all of these examples of what we're using it for, tap and purchase, all that stuff. We're very fortunate because we're in a great era right now.
Yeah, that's another statement. It also comes down with a downside here, folks, and that's why we're getting into the cloud storage. Why it's so important is data loss growing concern. This past weekend, Tammy and I were going out. Those 5x8 little cards where you have our pictures on, where we used to pass on to show past history and pictures. We don't have that anymore. We just happen to have them because they were lying around, and we were giving them, passing them out to Tammy's daughters. But my point here is, what happened is all these precious moments are in this device here. Okay. And for some reason, something happens, it breaks, or someone steals it. What happened to your precious information? You can't go back in time and get those back. Do you understand? 45% of cell phone users have accidentally damaged their cell phones or lost their data. Folks, this is half of population. And we're talking here basically the North American market. 5,700 screen cracked every hour. Laptop, cell phone stolen every 43 seconds. Imagine you going to a meeting, a very important meeting, which either your job or whatever that is that you're doing, and for some reason your computer's been misplaced or taken or whatever, and your presentation was sitting on that. What if your computer is backed up on the cloud? Knowing that if something happens to you, to your device, all you need to do is log into your cloud with any computers in the world, log in, download that presentation, boom, you're back in business. So now where your whole trip, your whole reason for being in that particular moment, it's like it hasn't been affected because the information was saved and backed up. And then you deal with the issue later on, but you can still move forward. This is what we're talking about here. Here's another message you might have seen.
Yeah, many times, right? Over and over. Yeah. So, we're all getting the messages. People are filling up their devices faster and faster and faster with, all the AI, and, everything is high speed. And so they're just filling it up. And so that's why we're excited about GotBackup, because we have a solution and no competition can compete with the value that we're bringing into the marketplace when it comes to data storage.
I totally agree, Tammy. And welcome to all of you that just joined in here. And again, folks, if you join in, you like what you see, feel free to hit that like button and let us know that you appreciate what we present and what we deliver here for you. The second global trend, folks, is making money. We understand the economy is changing, and folks, change is not bad. Change is what we need to adapt to be able to evolve. Okay, Don't fear change. It's life. And 62% of Americans have side businesses, 62% of Gen Z. So if you look at our generation, Tammy and I'm 59, Tammy's 62. And at the end of the day, our children, right, they are in the age of anywhere between 25 to 30. So that's the Gen Z, which basically it says anywhere between 18 to 25. It's within the range. This is what about the rest of the world, folks? What about the rest of the world? You can leverage from those global trends with GotBackup. So let's introduce, Tammy, what we have briefly as we get into our core main product.
Yeah, so this is what was recently launched. It's called GotBackup Pro, and it's all the marketing tools that you need in one place, one back office. Chris will show you at the end of the session that you could expand your business on social media. You could generate more leads, and you could use the tools to generate those leads. When we saw this, we were just blown away. Joel has incredible products for people who want to build online businesses, and GotBackup is such a great project. And so this is where I get really excited. So GotBackup will give you 6 terabytes of data storage The competition will give you 2. So we give you 3 times more value. Plus, it says 6 accounts. What that means is on your business account, you can add 5 additional family members. They call them sub accounts. So, you can, and by the way, it's everything that they put in their space that you give them, because you can choose how much you want to give them. It's all private to them, which is phenomenal. And you have unlimited devices that you can use. We have tons of video devices, and then it's $10 a month. It's crazy. When I saw this, I'm like, how can he afford to do this? And the truth is, he can afford to do this because he's got a 10,000 square feet data center that's paid for. So that's why he can afford to do this. And there's so much more. We just get excited every time we present.
Absolutely. And then we're going to talk to you about 2 different ways to get started. And the pro package, folks, we want to give you, this is not what it's costing you. This is what it is in the market today. VTuber, it's kind of having your own YouTube channel where you can upload all your videos into one space that you can share on your social media. You can do courses with that. It's amazing. Testimonial generator. Folks, how many times some of you or many of you might have done an event and people are sharing some feedback and comments on how much they appreciated you. You know that this information is extremely valuable for social status online, to be able to attract more people to come and see you. Now, what's happening here is testimonial generator. You can generate a link that you can send to these people. They can do a quick little video or even just a voice message that you can take and you can post within your own environment on your own profile, where you might brand yourself to encourage people to buy what you have to share. Memory place. Think about, for example, the holidays are coming, Christmas is coming, and you'd like to have this moment, saved. What if it's not just your pictures, but you'd like to have the pictures from your kids, your grandkids, and whatever? You give them a QR code or a link that they click on, and you can start selecting the pictures they took and upload it for you to have access to all of that, which you can display it. And it has a really good system to display what the event was all about with wonderful pictures. You can even add music to this. And then you have the email marketing platform, folks. This is really important. If you're in business and you want to let your clients, your people, your social network know that, hey, I got something new, I got something to sell, I got something here, I got something there, I'm going here. Well, this email can actually connect with all your audiences. And folks, the costs of these services are quite high, very high. And with GotBackup, it's very inexpensive. And the funnel builder, the reason why that's so important is GotBackup in all the services, and by the way, that are offered with GVO, we GotBackup, have what we call websites. We call them capture pages. Okay, they're designed, they're done for you. But what if it's done in a language that's not programmed yet? You know that you can use the funnel builder, use any of these pages that are available to you, and you can change the language. And the email that they receive whenever they opt in with their name and email can also be created in the language that you want. That's what this platform creates for you. And all of those platforms each come with what we call capture pages. These are little websites that are done for you. You don't have to understand how it works. You share this within your social network. They turn around and says, I'm interested in that. They put their name and their email. And right away, you start creating an income revenue based on the fact that you're having leads popping in, says, I want more information on that. Absolutely amazing. So now we're going to shift over. Okay, how do we benefit financially from all of this? This is what we want to talk to you about, because this is why people are here. Obviously, the services are wonderful, but they want to make money. So let us walk you through on how this works. And here is some example. I happen to be with my wife, Blue Diamonds. This was just with the cloud storage. As you understand, we just introduced a pro package. Give it a few months, a few years, and you'll see what's going to happen in the near future. We also have double diamonds and triple diamonds in different parts of the world. We have Dr. KOA here in Ghana. We have Noel, which is in France. We have here a triple diamond that father and son, Richard and John, that are in the United States. We have here Joshua, Tammy, David, and Dr. Solomon, different parts of the world that are diamonds. And folks, there's many more. And then we have rubies, we have emeralds, we have Enyonam here is an emerald with GotBackup in Ghana. And then we have here Kelvin, who's also a sapphire. And these are all the levels I'm going to be walking you through as we go through this presentation. So at this moment here, Tammy, let's kind of share with the world, how can we earn with GotBackup, especially focusing on the basic first three?
Yeah, so you can see here, there's 7 ways to earn, many bonuses. And the first 3, we're going to really highlight the focus on those, because that's really the building blocks of creating momentum to be able to earn those bonuses as we go. And Chris is going to share a little bit more. You've got here for the customer acquisition bonus, every single time you sign up somebody that just wants to do the family plan, they just want the data storage. And if they want to pay monthly, then you're going to get 200% upfront. If they want to pay yearly, you're going to get 50% upfront. And you can see the prices there. And I'll make an example after. So there's the Pro plan also, which if somebody signs up, they want the Pro plan, you get 200% upfront. This is pretty, or $200 upfront. This is really amazing commissions, you guys. The one thing that I love about Joel is he pays great money up front, but he also thought about the sponsors and the sponsors, because when people join the business, they need support. And that's where the sponsors come in play. So they also pay them when you sign somebody up. So I think that's phenomenal, because it really encourages support. And for customers, it's 25% ongoing. So we're going to make an example of this whole thing to make it simple. So let's say we're talking about 20 new partners. Okay, so if you have 20 people that sign up for the yearly, for the family plan, the data storage, you're going to make $100 or $1,000 in commission. Okay, and if they just, you have 20 customers, then you can see the $10 item times the $2.50 times 20 people, you're going to get $50 commission ongoing every single month. And you can keep increasing that. The key is to, once you start making the money, you want to increase by adding more people. And then the Pro plan, that's based on 20 people, $200, you're looking at $4,000 in commission. If you signed up today and you got so focused on really sharing the value of the business package to generate leads, you can have a really nice holiday season if you focus on your 20, getting your first 20 in. And then an example of customers, you can see 20 times $5, and this is a monthly thing, so $100 commission every single month. That pays for a nice bill.
I totally agree, folks. And this is on the front end. This is what gets exciting, folks, because now we're going to talk about the back end. What happens with the compound interests? So what's going on here is we have a 2-team structure. And by the way, Chris, yes, it is $4.99. We're running it off so it's easier to the ears and as we explain the details. Now, when you look at the cycle earning, folks, this is the compound. When I talked about Dropbox has 700 million users, 25% or 30% are active users. Just take a fraction of that and incorporate this into this model here I'm about to share with you, and do the math. So indirect are people that, remember, we have 2 teams. We have 2 space, left or right. If you have a third person, where does it go? Well, it has to go either below the right side or the left side. So that's why you see indirect. Indirect are people above you sharing the same leg as you are sharing with the indirect on your right side and your left side. You see what I mean? So as you sponsor a person on your right side, well, that is underneath the indirect, someone above you that's already started building their business. That's the power of the 2-team tree. So looking at this particular bonus, let's look at this clearly. There's 2 tiers, tier 1, tier 2. Tier 2, you make more money than tier 1, and this will be based on your rank. And I'll come back to that in a minute. What are the steps? 1, active. Just like you're paying for your Netflix, Amazon Prime, Apple TV, Disney Plus, whatever's going on out there, right? Whatever service you're paying for, you're active. Number 2, you need to enroll 2 people. This is very important. Why are we doing that? Because that's what we want to duplicate. Because as you duplicate that, that's how the model starts expanding. So 2 people, one on the left, one on the right. Okay, number 2. Number 3. Number 3 is you need to have 6 people in your business to generate a cycle. How does that work? Well, it needs to see there's 4 people on your left, 2 people on your right, or 4 people on your right, 2 people on your. It doesn't really matter. As long as there's a ratio of 4 to 2, a total of 6 in your business. When that happens, it generates a cycle. What's the value of a cycle? Well, it's based on the company's profitability and also based on your rank. So my question to you is, how many cycles do you want? 100, 200, 1,000, 10,000? Go back again with the mentality, the mindset of what Dropbox has acquired. They've been around for over 15, 16 years. Do you understand what I'm talking about here? We're basically 2.5 years old, barely. So not even 2.5. So do you understand the potential we have here? But this goes beyond that. What I'm talking about now is all the people you brought into GotBackup. Well, they each are going to have the cycle, which I just shared with you on the previous slide. Well, do you know you can earn a matching cycle? And you have to be a sapphire from that. Again, I'll go back to the ranks in a minute. 25% you earn from every single person you brought into GotBackup based on the size of their cycles. Is it worth it for you to support your team? Absolutely, because that's the bonuses. Look at the ladder from $1,000 to $20,000 for every position. Am I saying you're going to make that? No. What I'm saying is that is the possibility for you to earn based on the ladder of growth. It's as simple as that. Now, we also have 4 other bonuses. If that's not enough, number 4, generation bonus. Number 5 are kind of the same. It's just based on your rank. You can go deeper into your organization and you get a 2.5% on every $10 that you have. Again, go back to the mentality of Dropbox with millions of people. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. That's the potential. Rank pool. You reach a certain rank, you get a bonus just for reaching that rank. And as you get into a leadership role, you move on to that. Now, let's fall into, okay, what is it that you need to focus on to build your business? Back to you, Tammy.
Yeah. So based on everything you see, the goal is to get yourself signed up and get your first 2. As Chris was sharing, the 2-team structure, one left, one right. Super simple. And everybody has data. Everybody has phones. So it's an easy process to get people started. You don't have to reinvent anything. You just share links. It's so simple. We'll show you. And then go and get 2 more. Okay. And the key is to duplicate that process over and over and over. Your team members are going to get new people signing up. Everyone's going to aim for one left, one right. They'll go get a couple more, and then they'll be duplicating that with their team. So you're not the person that's constantly having to do all the work, because everybody's going to duplicate a simple system, a simple process. And everybody can do it no matter how busy you are. Even if you work a full-time job and maybe single mom, because I talk to a lot of single moms that are extremely busy, they can do this.
Yes. And the fact, folks, you do not need to understand everything I've explained to you. That, what Tammy just shared with you, is what you need to understand. You do that. Your team does that. You will reach all the ranks. How do we get started, folks? Well, it's $20 a year, except the first year for the pro, the $20 included. It's $499.97 for the 1 year. That includes everything, no other payments. The following year after that, you just pay your $199 to maintain your service per year, or your $20 a month, which is nickel and dimes. It's cheaper than many of these services that are offered with third-party companies. And that's a one-stop shop. If this is too aggressive for you now, well, then you pay your $20 and you pay your $99.97 for your first year. And then after that, every year after that, you just continue to do the same thing. The $20 is yearly, and the $99.97 you pay yearly also. If this is too much for you, you can pay the $10 a month on the family pack, or the pro package. You can pay the $19.97 a month after that. But I recommend a year package of $199 simply because it is absolutely worth it, and you save 2 months in the process. And you remember, the pro package, you enroll people with that, you earn $200 cash. Now, this is hot. And the person who brought you get $50, and the person who brought them gets $50. So they give $300 in commission to the people that are utilizing this business to get them started. This is absolutely crazy generous. Let's talk about the country we're in.
Yeah, so you can see we're in 162 countries. The best thing is you can make some serious money while you're sleeping, and I think everybody would love that. And because it's a digital product, we could be anywhere in the world. So this is really exciting because Chris and I have always been in a physical product based company in the network marketing realm. And we were never able to go into every single market because you're dealing with shipping, product approval, all this. Digital is the way to go in today's world.
I totally agree. And as I mentioned, the rank, let's get into this. BB's cries for it, adults die for it. Let's talk about this. Bronze, you sponsor one person. Now, look at this, folks. We're not asking for you to go to the moon. They're very simple steps. Copper. You remember when Tammy talked about get one on the left, one on the right? This is the system that we duplicate. Well, what's happening here, the moment you do that, you are a copper. Now, what do you want to duplicate? That. So the moment someone in your team becomes a copper, boom, you move to a silver. It doesn't even be the person you brought in, as long as it's brought in by someone that you brought in, right? It could be deviated from them. And then you move on as a goal when you sponsor your 5 people. Now you become serious. You want to make money. Okay, I sponsor 5 people that are paying $10 a month or $20 a month, whatever the preference they want. Now, the difference here, when you move up to goal and above, is the amount of coppers. So now you got 3 coppers into your business. So that means that your business is duplicating. You move to a platinum when you sponsor 10 people. But these 10 people will qualify you for Sapphire and Emerald. So you're set for the next 2 levels up after that. But the difference here also, you need to have 1 more copper. 4 copper as a platinum. As a Sapphire, 5 copper. Do you understand what I'm saying here, folks? This is 5 people who sponsored 1 on the left, 1 on the right. Someone that just wants to make money. So we're not asking you to sponsor hundreds of people here. That's what's happening. The team will do that as it compounds. As a platinum, remember when I talk about tier 1, tier 2? Well, you want to be a tier 2 in your cycle because you make more money. It's more than double, actually, as a matter of fact, just by moving from gold to platinum without having more people in your team. You just get more of the pie. As a Sapphire, you remember when I talk about the cycle match? Now you start earning a potential. You start earning, 25% from every person you brought into GotBackup. Do you understand how this works? As you move up in rank, it's like a flowers that blooms, that opens up, that gives you all the benefits as you move up in rank. Because not only you are doing the activities, but your teams are doing the activities. That is the secret to build a successful business. And here's what we have to support you.
Yeah, so you have your own personalized referral link. You have a personalized landing page. You have many funnels that you can choose and links that you can choose to market that's already done for you. Chris and I have been in the industry a long time. We've never had this opportunity where we just had to grab a link and share, and it did the work for us. This is incredible, you guys. And then you've got marketing tools in different languages. You've got regular online presentations. Every Friday, Chris and I do a presentation on this channel. We do Wednesday night's presentation on the company channel. And there's other individuals that are doing presentations in their own languages in different times of the week. We've got team trainings going on. We've got company trainings every single Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern time. We never miss it. If Chris and I are not training, Joel's training or somebody else is going to replace the train, but show up and learn how to build this business. It's quite simple. It's just a matter of learning, what you have available that you can leverage.
And congratulations, Stefan, for reaching platinum. Kudos to you. If anybody here in the group have moved up a rank in the past few months, please feel free to share it as we end this presentation here, folks. That is exciting. That's what excites Tammy and I, because we see the growth in duplication. Folks, this is a business that everyone needs, a business that everyone can afford. Do you understand here, folks? Many of you have been involved in different network marketing opportunities out there, and they're all wonderful ventures. But to get started with $10 a month with a $20 fee, folks, we don't hear much of that anymore. Do you understand? So this is massive. And to give you an idea of how this can really be working for you, I want to share my screen for you to see briefly how this works. So let me just kind of show you quickly how this works. Let me share my screen right here. I need to remove this, add this one. This is what it looks on your back end, right? This, you can see I'm a pro user. You can see our rank over here. And these are the digital tools that you will get. GotBackup, testimony generator, memory place, autoresponder, video streaming, and a funnel builder. The lead capture, that's there as a tool to communicate with all the leads that came from these funnels. I'm only showing you the GotBackup funnel right now, but there's some for all of these different tools that are available to you. And whenever people put a name and an email, you can actually interact with them through this particular tool over here. That is so cool. Right. So these are all the different things that if you're doing Facebook ads, or you want to share free services for 7 days, or you want to share something with a timer, they all have the same thing with name and email. Very, very, very cool. So let's get rid of that for now. When you log in, for example, one thing you want to do, if you want your business to be here for the long term, you want people to use the service. Okay. If they use the service, you can see here, this is the app for my computer. So for example, if I click on, for example, I'm just going to show you quickly here, right? This over here is the app. This is running all the time. You can see here on the 21st, which is today, 11:18, which started actually a few minutes ago. And it's always backing up my stuff. And my stuff is all backed up right over here on the cloud storage right here. These are my 4 computers that are backed up. Okay. And you can see here, these are my mobile devices, right? This is my iPhone. This is my iPad mini. And these are my collaborate and share. These are all the directories I can share with the entire world. I can turn around and says, well, these are files that I'm transferring. I can turn around and make that available to you. Right. And also I can get you to download, for example, let's say you want to send me a very large file. I can create a link that I can give to you that you can turn around and upload a big video or something that will end up in my cloud. Folks, this goes on and on and on and on. So this is very, very exciting. Let's get rid of that for a minute. These are for the mobile devices. Again, you don't need to get into your back office of GotBackup to access this, because you can access this from your Google Play Store or your App Store. You can just go ahead and search for GotBackup, install it, and log in with the exact same credential that you're logged in over here. And boom, the backup will start initiating on the spot. And there's some procedures I recommend for you to watch the videos, because it tells you exactly what you need to do, folks. And there's all these things for your business that you can monitor. There's cash contests that you can take advantage of. I believe there's one right now that's taking place. Yes, there is. And here we go. There's 9 days left for you to earn up to $500. First place, second place, 3, third place, 2, fourth place, 4, and fifth to 10th place. They each get $50, which is absolutely awesome. There's all sort of things here, folks, that you can take advantage of. At the end of the day, here's what we're saying. It's a wonderful venture. You can really earn a great income stream here. You just need to get to work, and do not give up in your dreams just because maybe things are a little slow right now. Just keep sharing the information. And there's a new tool that's going to be introduced by GVO, by Joel, that is going to be connecting with all your social media. All you need to do is use the videos that are available for you to promote, or create your own. Either way, what's happening is we're going to see some massive, massive growth with all of this. Any last thing you want to share, Tammy, as we end?
Jump on board. If you're evaluating this for the first time, I know when Chris and I saw the information, we caught the vision right away. We know what's going on. We know what's trending out there in the marketplace, and learn as you grow, because that's exactly what we did. And now we've been presenting for how long now, Chris? For a long time now, and you can do the same thing.
Absolutely. So have yourself a great weekend. We will see you tomorrow. And Tammy and I are going to have a training we're going to be promoting very, very soon. We really highly recommend for you to attend so you can learn from our experiences. Have yourself a great day. Bye for now.
Have a great weekend.